Okay, so I'm going to take a picture of the noctiluls and clouds because they've actually kicked off nicely, but there's one slight issue. Thankfully in Scotland there's a lot of high pressure coming, and there's a nice big bright moon around about this time, so it's the full moon in a few days. So over the next few days I'm going to capture loads of moonrises, moonsets. It's the middle of August, so dark skies should be here, but because this bright moon we're not going to get the dark skies soon. But yeah, the next few nights are forecast to be really clear, so I'm going to make the most of it and see how many moonrises, moonsets, meteors, moonscapes I can get whilst travelling about and camping hopefully tomorrow night. So let's see how we get on. Right, white balance has to be...
Oh, it's coming. Oh.
Leaving it. So I literally just quickly ran out of the car there, and I just managed to make the first moonrise. It's just between Perth and Crieff, it's just in a lay-by, and thankfully I just made it in time. Literally just got set up and the moon's just peeking over now. So I'm just going to take a video of it and hopefully get a nice time lapse of the moon rising, and it looks pretty awesome. It's happening in the belt of Venus, which is absolute perfect light for moon rises. Right, so you can just see here, obviously, where's my finger? The moon rising there, and I'm just obviously videoing that with the Sigma 150 to 600 and the Sony A7S on a nice panel mount head. Brilliant for heavy equipment just like this. So hopefully this turns out really good. If it does, I'll put the time lapse up just now and I might get a picture out of it. So hopefully this works for the first moonrise of this week, because we've got clear skies, as I said, for a good few days. Hopefully this is the first of many. Right, so it's 14 minutes of the video. That looks really good. I also did a Facebook Live as well, so that went really well, and I'll just stop that there. Oh, that takes 60% of that battery. Bloody hell. Sony batteries are crap. Right, cool. So that's the first moonrise of the next few nights. Hopefully get many more. Hopefully get some footage of shooting stars over tonight, and I might get some pictures of a nice moonlit landscape over this loch thing we're going to for camping. Turn that off. And yeah, that turned out really well. So hopefully I'll see you under the moonlight and hopefully get some nice pictures with stars for the first time in months. Right, so we've just shot that full moon. We've gone half an hour along the road to a little loch near Perthshire. The stars have started to come out nicely. The full moon's in the sky, so it's not as dark as it's going to get. But luckily, which is quite cool, in the northern horizon, there's still noctiluls and clouds. They're very faint, so I'm not going to take pictures of them just yet, but it's just something to look out for. Northern lights aren't active tonight, I don't think. I've not really checked, but it's still too early in the season. But nice to see some noctiluls and clouds, probably the last of the season. But we're just hoping for some shooting stars eventually, which will be quite cool. But yeah, we'll see what the night brings. This is the current view. That's our tent just there. Nice wee fishing hut there. A lovely loch. I'm not sure if it's got a name at all. You can see Jupiter over the horizon. You can see it reflecting in the nice loch, which is quite cool. And then the full moon just over there. Yeah, hopefully get some nice meteors on camera. And then over there, if I zoom down, you can see some faint noctilucent clouds. Awesome. Look at that. So glad to see some stars back in the sky. So I'm going to take a picture of this nice Jupiter reflection over this loch. I've got the 50mm lens out and it just looks a really nice sort of picture. It's got a nice reflection, we've got some trees to the left of it and it just frames itself really nicely. So I'm quickly going to get that and then I'm going to go to the north because the noctilucent clouds are actually getting really strong. So hopefully, then noctilucent clouds are going to be a good picture as well. So yeah, go quickly get this and then noctilucent clouds. So it's a nice night already. Also in this picture that I didn't realise, there's some nice wind turbines in the right in the background as well. So we'll get some wind turbines, reflection, trees, weeds in the foreground. It's going to be a really nice picture. And the moonlight's helping bring all the foreground together as well, so the moonlight helps us for these pictures. Right, that's that picture taken. I'm going to turn around and look at all these noctilucent clouds. Boom! You can see the noctilucent clouds here. Woohoo! Right. Right, okay, so I'm going to take a picture of the noctilucent clouds because they've actually kicked off nicely, but there's one slight issue. This is probably the best position for the image because we've got a nice road going down that way and then it just looks nice with the picture, a nice road in the foreground and then the NLC's in the background. But the full moon is right behind me and it's casting a hell of a long shadow pretty much into the picture, so I don't know, I might be able to crop it out. I'll try and position the camera so it's not in it, but it kind of sneaking into the corner. But I'll try this wee panel with a 50mm lens and see if the noctilucent clouds are pretty prominent in the picture. Oh, there's way more stars now. Beautiful. Now I'm trying to duck out of the way. Oh. So yeah, that's really good. I got a nice panorama of the noctilucent clouds, a nice picture of Jupiter with the reflection. So I'll just wait for the twilight colours to go away and then I'll come back out and hopefully look out for some shooting stars and maybe get a few on camera. Who knows, depends how strong the activity is. So yeah, we'll come out in a few hours.
Fields of our paths, feelings part our ways, keeping us close but estranged now. Dreams holding us closer, meadows of our youth, 107 days.
So it's about 5 o'clock in the morning now, and I didn't get up last night because there wasn't much meteors at all. We looked outside for a wee bit, but we didn't really see any meteors, so the activity was pretty low, and it's probably because it was a full moon as well, so unfortunately no meteors. But yeah, still happy with the non-existent clouds, the moonrise and the Jupiter photo, and now it's just pretty much waking up, so we're just a few hours away from sunrise, can see Venus. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this evening. Hopefully later on I'll get the moonrise. I don't know where I'll be, but hopefully getting another nice moonrise. But yeah, that's it for this evening. Lovely morning, can see Ben Moor in the Perthshire Highlands. So yeah, hopefully later on I get another good moonrise.
So it's the next night, and yet again we'll go capture the full moon. I think it's pretty much 100% full, so it's a supermoon tonight, which will be really cool, and there's absolutely no clouds in the sky. So we're just at a lay-by outside Perth. We've got this nice little countryside scene just right away in the distance. I'm just going to get the Sigma again and zoom right into it, so it'll just be another countryside scene. So let's get the big lens out. Right, so that's the shot set up, and I think we're just about 2 minutes away from it, so literally we just have to wait for it to peek over the horizon. Now, I could just see on my camera that there's just a tiny bit of light just behind the foreground, the hill, so I can tell it's literally seconds away just now. We just make out a faint little glow. So the settings I'm using is ISO 1600, 1/5 of a second, and f6.3. That's the lowest that the Sigma goes. So it's literally seconds away. And in the foreground, there's this nice little farmhouse. So this is going to actually look really awesome. I think it's called the Sturgeon Moon. That's named after, I don't know, people catch sturgeon, the sturgeon fish in America this time of year. I think that's where the name comes from, but I'm not sure. Here we go. The moon's just rising literally right now. The one really hard thing about moon photography, especially at a light like this, kind of this twilight sort of light, the moon's really, really bright and the foreground's really, really dark. So to get the camera getting the highlights of the moon and the shadows of the foreground is very difficult. So you have to be pretty bang on with the settings. So, oh no, it might get a bit too bright. Okay, so this shot might not work because the moon is really actually quite bright. It's much darker than I thought it would be at this time. I did have it in the back of my head because yesterday's full moon, it got really bright just, a few minutes after it rose. So I did have suspicions that this moon might be a wee bit too bright. And unfortunately I might be right, so we'll see if I get a picture. It's too bright, it's too bright. Yeah, I think the moon's actually just a wee bit too bright. You can see it obviously in camera. It might just be a bit too bright, so it's quite hard to photograph this. But I'll try. So I really don't know if I've got a shot yet until I get it on the laptop, and then I play about with the picture on the Lightroom. Hopefully it might let me take down the highlights, but there you go, so I'm still taking pictures, but as you can see the moon is just really, really bright. Foreground's nice, but even if I take down that foreground, it's just so bright. Take it up, it's just, so I'll try ISO 1000, 1/4 of a second, but we'll see. It's just very, very bright. Let's hope Lightroom saves us. Right, so I'll wrap up the shooting there. Hopefully Lightroom saves us. If it did, I'll pop the shot up now. If it didn't, then I'll let you know.